Every choice changes everything. You are listening to Crossroads Story. Forgive, fall, rise. Sarah was a determined woman in her 30s, rising with the sun each day to care for her family farm. The land had been passed down through generations, a place filled with laughter and memories. With calloused hands and a fierce spirit, she worked tirelessly from dawn until dusk, nurturing crops and caring for animals. She loved the gentle breeze that whispered through the fields and the way the soil felt beneath her fingers. Despite the charm of rural life, Sarah faced many challenges. The increasing costs of farming weighed heavily on her shoulders, but she refused to let her family's legacy slip away. Each day brought new obstacles, broken fences or stubborn machinery, but Sarah was unyielding. Her dreams were rooted in that land, and she sacrificed her personal time and comfort to ensure its future remained bright, believing wholeheartedly that her hard work would pay off one day. As the seasons changed, so did the challenges on Sarah's farm. The once reliable rains turned into unpredictable storms, damaging crops and washing away her hopes for a good harvest. The sun beat down mercilessly during the summer months, leaving the fields parched and the soil dry. Each day felt like a battle against nature, adding to her stress. Alongside the harsh weather, rising costs loomed over Sarah like a dark cloud. Prices for seeds, feed, and equipment soared, squeezing her budget tighter than ever. Every expense felt like a weight on her shoulders, reminding her how fragile her dreams truly were. To keep the farm afloat, Sarah began cutting corners, skipping meals, and avoiding necessary repairs. Despite her relentless efforts, it seemed as though the odds were stacked against her. With every passing day, the pressure mounted, pushing her closer to a breaking point as she fought to save what she loved most. On quiet evenings when the sun dipped low, Sarah often found herself lost in memories of her childhood spent on the farm. She could still hear her father's laughter as they ran through the fields, picking wildflowers and chasing butterflies. The barn, with its creaky wooden doors, held countless stories of family gatherings and celebrations that filled her heart with warmth. Every corner of the farm was a piece of her family's legacy, a legacy built on hard work, love, and sacrifice. Sarah felt a deep bond with the land. It wasn't just dirt and crops to her. It was a testament to her family's perseverance through challenging times. As she tended to each plant and animal, she whispered promises to keep their history alive. This emotional connection fueled her determination to protect the farm at all costs, knowing that losing it would mean losing a part of herself and generations before her. One fateful afternoon, as Sarah sorted through old papers in the farmhouse, she stumbled upon a letter that sent her heart racing. It was a notice from the bank detailing an enormous debt she supposedly owed. Confused and terrified, she read the figures again, each number feeling like a heavy stone in her stomach. Her mind raced as she tried to recall any warning signs or discussions about loans. Visions of losing the farm filled her thoughts, her family's legacy slipping away because of a number on a page. Panic gripped her as she realized the urgency of her situation. The bank could foreclose at any moment. Determined not to give up without a fight, Sarah made plans to meet with the bank manager, hoping for answers and desperately seeking a way out of this unimaginable crisis that threatened everything she held dear. Determined to save her farm, Sarah took on extra work at the local grocery store after long days in the fields. She pushed herself to the limit, often working late into the night, all while squeezing in time to tend to her crops and animals. Every dollar earned felt like a lifeline, but the exhaustion weighed heavily on her. To cut expenses, she started growing her own vegetables and stopped buying any non-essentials, living on a shoestring budget. Friends offered help, but pride kept her from accepting too much. She wanted to prove she could handle this challenge alone. With every passing day, Sarah sacrificed precious moments of rest and social time with friends, pouring all her energy into saving the farm. Each sunrise was a reminder of her mission, and despite the fatigue, her spirit remained unbroken as she fought to protect the land that meant everything to her. During this challenging time, Sarah leaned on her best friend, Emily, who had known her since childhood. Emily frequently stopped by the farm to lend a hand, whether it was helping with chores or simply offering a listening ear. She always encouraged Sarah, reminding her of the strength she had shown in the past and urging her not to lose hope. At the same time, Sarah developed a cautious relationship with the local banker, Mr. Thompson. Initially viewed as an obstacle, he eventually became a source of guidance. One afternoon, after Sarah expressed her fears about the looming debt, he offered her advice on managing finances and finding potential solutions. Their conversations, though tense at times, became pivotal. With Emily's unwavering support and Mr. Thompson's insights, Sarah felt she had allies in her corner, fortifying her resolve to keep fighting for her beloved farm. Just when Sarah thought she was making progress, disaster struck. A sudden storm rolled in, unleashing heavy rain and fierce winds that battered her fields and damaged her crops. Heartbroken, she surveyed the destruction, knowing that this setback would only add to her financial woes. As she fought back tears, Sarah pushed herself to keep going, determined not to let this defeat her. To make matters worse, her tractor broke down in the middle of planting season. With repairs costly and time running out, she had to rely on borrowed tools from neighbors while juggling her grocery store shifts. Each day felt like an uphill battle. Exhaustion clawed at her resolve as deadlines loomed closer. Between the bad weather and machinery troubles, every step forward seemed to come with 2 steps back. The mounting tension weighed heavily on Sarah's heart, but she pressed on, refusing to surrender her dreams for the farm that meant everything to her. One evening, as Sarah was sorting through flyers at the grocery store, a vibrant poster caught her eye. It announced a community fundraising event called Farmers' Night, aimed at supporting local farmers facing hardships. A spark of hope ignited within her as she read about the activities planned: live music, auctions, and a potluck dinner where everyone could contribute their best dishes. The thought of coming together with neighbors who understood her struggles filled her with renewed energy. Sarah hurried home, excitedly sharing the news with Emily, who immediately offered to help organize donations from local businesses. They spent hours brainstorming ideas for items to auction and ways to spread the word. For the first time in weeks, Sarah felt a sense of possibility blooming within her heart. The community support could be the lifeline she desperately needed, and the event was a reminder that she wasn't alone in this fight. With renewed energy, Sarah dove headfirst into organizing Farmers' Night. She reached out to neighbors, local businesses, and fellow farmers, sharing her vision and encouraging them to donate items for the auction. Her enthusiasm was contagious. Soon, others began to rally around her cause. Emily helped create colorful flyers and spread the word through social media, while Sarah visited local shops to secure gift cards, homemade goods, and services for the event. Community members offered to contribute their time by volunteering to set up tables, bring food for the potluck, and perform live music. As the days passed, Sarah felt an overwhelming sense of support from those around her. The event transformed into a symbol of unity, as friends and strangers alike came together with one goal: to lift each other up in difficult times. With each donation collected and every promise made, Sarah's hope swelled, fueling her determination to keep fighting for her farm. As the community came together for Farmers' Night, Sarah felt a swell of gratitude and hope. However, amidst the preparations, she decided to dig deeper into the letter she had received from the bank. With Emily's encouragement, she contacted Mr. Thompson for clarity on the debt that had haunted her for weeks. In their meeting, Mr. Thompson's demeanor shifted when he began reviewing her documents. After a thorough investigation, he revealed a shocking truth. The debt was based on false information fed to the bank by an unscrupulous lender. Sarah's heart raced as he explained that the lender had manipulated records to pressure her into taking out loans she never agreed to. Anger and relief washed over her in waves. The threat of losing her farm had been founded on deceit. In the days following her revelation, Sarah was a whirlwind of emotions. Relief flooded her as she realized her farm was safe, but this joy was quickly overshadowed by anger and betrayal. How could someone manipulate her trust so cruelly? The thought of the nights spent fretting over her family's legacy, the sacrifices made in vain, and the exhaustion endured left her feeling duped. She replayed moments of doubt and sleepless nights in her mind, understanding they had been the result of someone else's greed. The support of her community, which had seemed like a lifeline during her struggle, now felt tainted by the shadow of deception. Determined not to let this injustice go unchallenged, Sarah vowed to confront the lender and expose the truth. Balancing her anger with gratitude, she prepared to fight back, knowing that she not only battled for her farm but also for the integrity of her family's name. With her resolve strengthened, Sarah made a plan to fight back against the lender who had nearly cost her everything. She gathered evidence and reached out for legal advice, determined to expose the deceit that had jeopardized her family's farm. But she knew she couldn't do it alone. Building a stronger support system within her community was essential. Inspired by the success of Farmers' Night, Sarah organized regular meetings with her neighbors, encouraging open discussions about their struggles and sharing resources. Together, they formed a grassroots coalition to support one another in times of need. As they united, Sarah felt a renewed sense of purpose, not just for herself, but for all local farmers facing similar challenges. As she prepared for the fight ahead, Sarah's heart swelled with gratitude for the community that stood behind her. With every step forward, she realized that their shared strength would be key to overcoming the obstacles they faced together. With the support of her community and armed with the truth, Sarah felt a renewed sense of purpose. She envisioned a bright future for her farm, where sustainable practices could replace the struggles that had once threatened her family's legacy. Together with her neighbors, she began to explore new farming techniques, focusing on organic crops and environmentally friendly methods that would not only benefit them financially, but also nurture the land they cherished. As plans took shape, Sarah organized workshops to educate her fellow farmers on sustainability and innovation. The camaraderie among them deepened, each person motivated by a shared dream of resilience and prosperity. Sarah's heart swelled with hope as she realized their collective strength was more powerful than any obstacle they might face. With every seed planted and each cooperative effort made, she looked forward to growing not just crops, but a community united in purpose, a legacy that would flourish for generations to come. Another story ends. Another crossroad crossed. Subscribe now for more tales of love, betrayal, and redemption.